Oh,
You've
man.
got your Blab banner and everything.
I
It's
do.
so
I
cool.
totally do. I know. I'm so
What?
cool.
Oh yeah. What?
I just want to see
now
here. Oh, cool. And then
Oh,
now you can see.
what?
Oh, wait. We don't want to see my.
Oh,
No. Okay.
she's a
All right.
pro.
Yeah,
Wow.
such a pro. Now,
You have
that's
a
my
busy
calendar, everyone,
Wednesday.
by the way. Isn't that scary?
And that's just Wednesday.
And that's just, it's super scary. All right, now we're going to go back to, that's if I have to do, now I can't find where my desktop and Blab, I did that wrong. Okay, there we go.
We
Select.
see you again.
Damn.
We see you.
All right, there we
What
are.
were you using? Were you using Minicam?
Yes, Cam Twist. Cam Twist.
Cam Twist. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And you got
One
the
of
green
them I have
screen.
to-
I
You
have
got the green screen behind you,
Yeah,
so you can do anything. You can do anything.
Yeah,
Wow.
just really, because that's how good I am.
Wow.
See, this is
Okay,
actually,
well, we're done. Thanks for
We're
joining
done.
us,
Good.
everybody.
So now you've learned your lesson. No, can I tell you the first Blab I ever did, my own Blab, I had just gotten Cam Twist, and it was a freaking nightmare. And actually, I had all my competitors on because they're also friends of mine. So my Blab, which I directed everyone to, my entire audience, had 3 of my competitors on there, and I couldn't get on because of Cam Twist. So yeah, just saying.
well, congratulations and thank you for promoting your competitors.
Yeah, you help your friends out.
I actually prefer to see you this way because I know that there's no way that you can spell anything on me.
Oh, yeah, you think? You just wait.
All right, Sean, we got to cut with the inside jokes because I'm going to have to explain that now. So when Viveka came to social media camp last year, she spilled something on herself. Was it 3 times or 2 times?
Oh, at least. I spilled coffee on my laptop. No lie. My backslash doesn't work anymore. I spilled coffee on my laptop 3 times within 10 minutes. And then I also spilled coffee all over the table and everyone on the table. I don't think that was the time I spilled a chocolate martini all over Mari Smith's like $500 outfit.
Dress.
Yeah, her white.
Yeah. The white,
no lie, her
one.
white $500 outfit. Like, so my husband calls me. My nickname is Crash. Crash. That is my nickname. For reals, that's what he calls me. And your wife did the most amazing graphic ever.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was
she
me
dressed
as
you
a
up like a
superhero.
superhero. Yeah. There we go.
With the coffee.
With
With the coffee spilling out.
Spilling.
And yeah.
Exactly. Well,
But
for our audience, I gotta
happen
say,
to know.
sorry, Sean, I gotta say for our audience, this is actually a fairly typical story when people come to Canada. They're so amazed by everything in Canada that they lose their senses and drop things.
They lose their shit.
But,
That's what they lose.
But we're so polite about it, so
Yes.
it's
Sorry. I'm sorry.
We are happy to say that for
Social
Media Camp 2016. For Social Media Camp 2016, we are in fact having the first ever Viveka von Rosen protection bib issued to all participants.
Oh my God, you have to now.
So no joke.
Oh my God, no, you have to do that now.
All right, no joke. And Viveka, I welcome your criticism on this. I was thinking, what would be kind of a cool thing that we could give away at Social Media Camp? And everyone's doing coloring books.
Right.
Is that bad now, or should I not do it because it's
With like
too
mandalas.
done?
I like color. No, I mean, I don't think it's too done yet. So here's the thing. I do conferences all the frickin' time. I haven't seen a conference give away a coloring book yet. So I love that idea. But one of the images in the coloring
gave it away.
book. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking we need to have you in our coloring book as a superhero, and people could just fill in the color. Yeah. This is how the ideas
all the
get generated.
speakers as superheroes.
Mitch
We have
Joel.
all this, and then they can tell you their secret skill, because we know Sean's got some. That would be awesome.
Oh, good Lord. I'm going to be cartooning for weeks.
Right on. Yeah. All right. So there we go. All Done. Right. We're gonna have a coloring book this year.
Coloring book. I like fantastic. The idea. Like Social Media Examiner has, or Social Media Marketing World. Marketing Profs didn't have it. HubSpot hasn't had it. HubSpot might have had something like it, but no, I think that's brilliant. And some mandalas, and we could do link logos, and I love it. That's a brilliant idea. That's super smart. You're smarty. You're a smarty pants.
I'm picturing like a medieval painting, with angels and cherubs, and then Sean like just in the middle, like with a fig leaf, just kind of lying. What am I on to something there? Is that?
See the fingers.
Yes.
There are things that the world can never see.
Had the best idea. So, and then the final page is draw your own cartoon, and the best one, we'll do a contest, and the best one, Sean adds it to his tattoo.
Oh, yes. He needs another tattoo.
Yeah, Sean, you put a tattoo of the best coloring book image.
Yeah, and Viveka gets to choose.
And I get to choose because it was my idea. That's freaking brilliant.
I'm just trying to think of what Dada would say about that. Considering the blue language he used when I got the tattoo in the first place.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Take the sailor out of the boat. But...
Like, what are you all talking? Us, we're gonna get to real content in just a moment.
Yes. Awesome. Well, Viveka, it's always
all right. This is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The social media.
Man, you shaved last time though. That's pretty hairy.
Yeah.
And
this is why nobody wants to see me in a fig leaf.
We changed the logo this time as well. I don't know if you noticed, Viveka. So not only is
they did that on purpose.
Not only is it a questionable tattoo, but it's also the old logo.
It's wrong.
I need to get the new one.
Wrong. So now I have to put a hashtag inside of the.
There you go.
Yeah, oh man. Anyway, too much inside. We've been hanging out for like way too long. There's just too much inside baseball here. So
I know.
Viveka, we're super excited as always to see you, and we're so excited that you're coming back to Social Media Camp this year. We're just going to have so much fun, and it's going to be a fantastic year. I don't know. Do people want to hear what, should we just continue the banter, or should we talk a little bit about LinkedIn?
Should we actually give you some useful information?
Why don't we do a little bit of that?
Yeah.
We're somewhere on the bridge between like a fun podcasty style Blab thing and an actually useful informational
show.
Yes, that's it.
Blab.
Right.
Show.
Hey, speaking of shows,
and everyone who's here, share with your friends, and we promise to share good information now.
Speaking of shows,
well, it appears that we have at least one person from either Spain or Portugal.
Ooh.
Oh, cool!
Se habla español.
Oh, it's Enrique, isn't it? I bet it's Enrique. Nope. Is that you, Enrique from Barcelona? Yes. Okay. Oh, Creatives Link. I need to follow you.
Possibly.
Who's Tim? No, it's not Tim. Hey, Tim. Here's
Tim Farnsworth. Yes,
yeah. Tim. Love Tim. All right.
Well,
we got Renee. We love Renee. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This might be a record. Barcelona. We have like 11 people.
Yeah. That's like 10 and a half more than last time.
All right. I'm going to tell my friends on Twitter again then too. 10 and a half more than last time.
So then we'll go to 12.
Then we'll go to 12. Exactly.
Yeah, we're there. This is, right. I imagine you could probably have a Blab for hours where you just sort of repeat what numbers of people are in the room. For those of you who might be listening to this as a podcast later, you should definitely experience the live experience as well at some point.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Blab.im. Yeah.
That's what all the Blabs, when Blab first came out, that's all you talk about on Blab for the first 6 months was how to use Blab. So,
Blab.
Yeah. Yes. And how to edit, and where to go for questions. But y'all know all that.
On the seventh month, you have the Blab experts.
We have Blab experts.
The Queen of Blab and
the Blab Ninja.
Blab of the Year.
Yes.
Blab ninjas.
John, you're a Blab
ninjas,
ninja.
indeed.
All right.
So, Viveka, tell us what you have been up to, you crazy traveling lady, you.
Yeah. Still not talking about LinkedIn, but let's see. We were in Hawaii. That was amazing. And I decided I might want to retire just because, oh my God, just sitting around on the beach and going diving. And it was whale season. So all the amazing whales jumping out of the water, and we got to swim or dive with spinner dolphins. That was amazing. Then some idiot who manages my calendar, that would be me, thought it would be a really great idea to go from 2 weeks in Hawaii and one of my busiest times of the year to skiing. But oh no, not just skiing with Sue Zimmerman. Who is one of your keynotes this year, right? And I don't know if you know Sue. She is always on, and that is no lie. And I kept trying to tell her, Sue, we have different audiences. My audience is B2B, it's corporate, it's enterprise. And while I do work with entrepreneurs and small business owners, and I love that audience, my money comes from the B2B. And she's like giving me all these Periscope, and now she's got me, no lie, she's got me on Snapchat, guys. So it was like Sue Zimmerman, who is awesome, the Instagram expert, overwhelmed for like 4 days. She just left yesterday. And then to top it off, on Monday, we drive home in a blizzard where you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. So the normal 3-hour drive took 6 hours. Now, thank God, Sue's husband, Roger, is awesome. He's a prince. I wish he could be there with us in Victoria this year. He is amazing. Thank God he sat in the front seat and kept my husband / whatever he is, partner, better half, occupied, because I was in the back seat going, the whole time. I'm gonna die. The only two things, guys, I'm afraid of in this world: jellyfish and driving in the snow. Now, why I live in Colorado and why I dive, I don't know. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Oh, and then work stuff too.
Is there good jellyfish in Colorado?
What
Not a lot of jellyfish in Colorado. Lots of snow. Yeah, the deadly ice jellyfish. They're ice tentacles.
What a lot of people don't realize is that Katrina was actually Sue Zimmerman on her way through New Orleans.
Sean, that's just terrible.
Wow. Exactly.
Well, we're gonna censor that for the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna censor that. But I see Lisa's here, so no, we love Lisa? Sue Zimmerman, and
Lisa's here. So
Sue loves Lisa Larter so much, as do we all, because Lisa Larter's like freaking amazing. She was like quoting from your book the whole time we were driving. When I wasn't panicking, she was quoting from your book the whole time, Lisa. She loves you so much, and she's so glad she's working with you now. And we love Sue. No, you have to. If you don't follow at Sue B. Zimmerman, you need to, because the woman is freaking genius, as is Lisa Larter. So,
okay, I gotta tell you, the whole Snapchat thing, though, I'm pretty sure I don't have anybody over the age of 24 on Snapchat, so I'm kind of astonished, frankly. That now I want to friend her there.
Yeah, so we had dinner with.
She's doing really well.
No, she's killing it. We had dinner with both Joel Comm and Sue. Who else is big on Snapchat right now? I can't remember any. Oh, Fanzo, of course, Brian Fanzo. So she was showing me, and both of them were showing me like their followers to viewers, yay, to retention rate is huge on Snapchat, but you just have to have a certain type. We were supposed to talk about LinkedIn. We're talking about Snapchat, but you have to have a certain type of personality, because you're always telling your stories and then they're gone. So we were snapping everywhere. Oh my God, we're snapping on the gondola. We're snapping as we're skiing down. I'm pretty sure she snapped in the bathroom. I mean, I am not lying. We were snapping everywhere. It was crazy. Hi, gorgeous.
Hey, good to see you guys. When I saw on Facebook that you guys were all on here, I'm like, yay. I have a break. I don't have a call till 1. I got to go say hi.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's best-selling business author Lisa Larter. How are you?
I know. Oh my God, I'm good.
Sheeta gay. Yeah, that one.
I know.
I feel like we're on the Brady Bunch with all these squares.
I know, we're like,
I know. The Brady Bunch,
yeah, at least it's this way. Yeah.
Here's awesome. A story. Right on.
So how are you guys? You're talking about LinkedIn or what?
Well, eventually we'll get around to it. Yeah.
Key for me. Lisa's been key for me because I changed direction with my company this year. Ooh. And I'm smoking education right now.
Nice.
I've got February booked with high school classes. It's awesome.
No kidding. See, when we're smoking in Colorado, we're doing something different.
Yes, this is true. And you know what? We're not that far behind you.
No, I know. And we're going to get the conversation.
Woo!
How's the book going, Sean?
I'm about halfway through, but I keep changing factors because I get new data coming in, and it's like, no, that's wrong now.
That's great.
I find that my research stuff is out of date because the kids change their minds like I change socks.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that. I remember going to a conference in San Diego years ago that on social media, and I was taking the LinkedIn intensive, and there was somebody else giving the Facebook intensive, and literally the day before, Facebook had rewritten the way they did just about everything. And the poor guy, who I can't even remember who it was now, but still around, poor guy who did that talk was up all night, basically rewriting his slides. So everybody, which was great for everybody there, because they all knew like the very latest.
At the latest and the greatest.
That's the thing. That's the thing, right? When all this changes so rapidly, like if you bought Facebook Business for Dummies like 5 years ago, good luck.
Oh,
right? Like,
Andrew's
what's relevant?
Book, yeah.
Well, the most popular class I teach at the high schools, LinkedIn.
Cool. It should be.
Wow.
Seriously.
Well, because they feel like they know how to use Facebook, right? And Snapchat and Vine and all of those.
That's a big part, but the big one here is I've already had a couple of kids get jobs because of their LinkedIn profiles.
Awesome.
And the fact that they're able to print out a resume using the LinkedIn labs to for a hard copy if they're with the old school types.
Yeah.
So there's no more formatting. They hated the formatting.
Right.
They hated the formatting of resumes. So they fill in the content, they fill in the blanks. It's like having somebody teach them, basically walk them through the whole process.
Exactly.
So I got a couple of kids who got jobs right away.
That's awesome.
Because they were able to go into somebody and say, hey, you got this position open. Here's my LinkedIn account. One of them got a job just because he had a LinkedIn account.
Yeah, because that's so impressive.
Initiative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously.
My LinkedIn account needs a lot of love. Viveka could totally use mine as the poster child for critiquing because I know it's not where it needs to be.
Oh, I never believe that. Of yours is awesome.
Sorry, I was just saying I've done the opposite where I've not hired people because they didn't have a LinkedIn profile or they didn't have a Twitter profile, depending on what the role was.
Right.
But it's you gotta especially if you're applying for like a sales role or something or a role that involves business development in any way, shape, or form, and you're not on LinkedIn, nobody in their right mind should consider that person even. They need to think about it.
That's exactly right. And to segue into what we were actually going to talk about, which was, the latest on LinkedIn. It's funny. I'm pretty sure that someone at LinkedIn and the user interface department notices when I'm going to go speak and they change everything the day before. So I've actually had that happen to me more than once. Like you sign on and you're like, what? Give me 5 seconds. I got to figure out this new user interface because LinkedIn changed it all. Yeah. They've been very active. One of the reasons I started on LinkedIn is they didn't change for 7 years. They literally, when I started writing the book on LinkedIn Marketing Hour a Day, they had not changed their interface in 7 years. You want to know when they changed it? They literally, I'm not lying, they changed it completely the day before we went to print. The day before we went to print. So I had to change out all the screenshots as much as the content. Of course, since then, they've changed it about 12 times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember LinkedIn was like that forever. It was just the same old site for years and years and years.
Yeah.
LinkedIn was my very first social network.
Me too.
Me too.
Here.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was LinkedIn, then Twitter, then Facebook.
Yeah, me too. Because it predated. I mean, it predated Facebook and Twitter. LinkedIn was around before either of them. Shocking.
I remember thinking I was so brave because I put that I was open to offers, like job offers on my profile, and I had a really good job at the time. And I was like, so brave. And when I did my due diligence, there wasn't anybody that I worked with on LinkedIn at the time.
Yeah. Isn't that fun? Thank goodness.
I remember I got my invitation in 2005. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
Do you remember Friendster?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh my God, I totally forgotten about Friendster.
Do you guys remember the upstarts that tried to be like LinkedIn, like XING? I don't even know how that was supposed to be said.
Zing, yes, Zing's around. Viadeo, eBusiness.com.
Yeah. Are they still around? Yeah. Does anybody? Yeah. I mean, it seems like if it's a category, LinkedIn has killed the category. So.
Oh, yeah. It's like Jawbone, right? They're still around, but they've completely changed who they are and what they do. Right. So, yeah.
Well, then that begs the question. Why is it that there are so many people out there trying to be the next Facebook, but nobody's trying to be the next LinkedIn?
Oh, they are. They are. There's another one called BD, something. I know. They reached out to, I feel really bad. I need to go into my internet. Because they asked me to be an ambassador. And I'm like, and I can't think of the name of them. That's really horrible. Okay. I got to go in there and check, and I will let you know.
What was that?
What the name of it.
What was that Facebook plugin that was going around for a while?
Branch out.
Yeah. And you plug into Facebook, and then they tried to be like LinkedIn attached to Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
they
what
tried
happened?
to monetize it. Yeah, because the only stuff you'd see, the only companies you'd see are the ones who paid to be there, and so people were like, "This is crap," and it didn't last for very long.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
Oh,
love
everyone. Buy Lisa's book.
Anything else we can say? You want to say? I know we weren't sure how long you're going to stick around, but anything you want to say? How's the book going?
Selling really well.
Is it still number one on Amazon?
No, it's not still number one, but
would that be the book?
Because you're sold out.
For Profit?
Yes, Pilot to Profit. It was sold out by noon on Amazon the day of the release. It was number one in multiple categories. It was in number one in multiple countries, and was the number one hot new release in entrepreneurship. It exceeded my expectations. So I'm really happy considering it was my first book, and it's exciting. So I need to write another one. Actually, I need to market this one more. It needs to be year of the book. So I'm doing some podcast interviews and things like that. So it's good. The feedback that I'm getting is great. I'm starting a book club next week in my Facebook group to kind of do chapter reviews and answer questions with people every week to work through the book with them. And
that's
it's
awesome.
Good. Exciting. Thank you for all your support. Oprah. Yeah.
No, seriously, it's such a great book. And Sue Zimmerman was just like, she was quote, I'm no lie. I don't have to buy. Well, I did buy your book. I pre-ordered, Lisa, and I never got it.
Really?
Yes. Come to think. Did the pre-sale thing. All right, I'll just go back in and reorder it. But maybe I don't have to buy it now because
me a message and I'll send one to you. I have it too.
Yeah, because you said you were really smarty pants because you have, along with the book, right? If they pre-ordered, I think, or even now, you've got your Facebook group, or you've got a master or a program. Like, that's brilliant. Like, here's the book for $19.95 or $400 Canadian, and and then you get a free $97 product. I mean, that was so smart.
Yeah, I gave away a program, a $97 program on knowing your numbers, because so many business owners, they don't understand their numbers in their business. So I gave away the program and then the book club. And so it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
And I highly, highly, highly recommend her free, available for everyone, how to write a book template.
The outline, lisalarder.com/outline. I just, you know what? That was like the simplest freebie ever. All I did was take the chapter outline from my book and delete, like I gave you a copy of mine and then I deleted it and said, here, write your own. And I gave people a Word document that they could actually work in, and people love it. So that's the hardest part of writing a book.
Yeah.
It is.
It's the hardest part.
It's a big godsend for me.
Yeah.
Well,
if you just get my data right.
If you get a moment, Lisa, put the URL in the off to the chat, and we'll link to it in the podcast notes later on.
Sure.
And I don't know if your Facebook, if you're still accepting new members to your Facebook group or not, but I know you let me in, and it's fantastic. So even though I'm outnumbered by women about 10 to 1, so I always get good stuff out of it. So. No,
that's a bad thing.
Exactly. Okay, guys. Love you all. Have a great day.
Thanks, Lisa. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Well, that was, what's cool about Blab is this fun and unexpected people that just randomly show up. Our first one, Steve Dotto, just randomly showed up, and the next one, we had
Dave Reynolds.
Dave Reynolds just randomly.
Dave Reynolds gave us the first R-rated one.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. That one, and if you're looking for that on the podcast, it's not there because it was impossible.
Explicit, it doesn't even have like an explicit on it.
No, as a matter of fact, Paul did the editing of the hour-long Blab, and we got all of 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 6 minutes. So. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Anyway,
that's great.
Anyway,
all righty.
So before we talk about LinkedIn,
yes. Okay, start video. Okay, how many minutes are we in? Right. Okay, we are a half hour in.
Okay, I got to tell you, I wrote an article on podcasting on the Social Media Camp blog the other day, and basically the idea, basically the premise of my article is authenticity sells, and I feel like in social media we kind of need to get back to that, and podcasting, they're really doing that. I named a couple of podcasts that I listen to regularly where the guys are just chatting about stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, hey, what about this product? And, oh yeah, this product's great. And, but you can tell like they're either really, really good at faking it, or they've actually gotten this product, they've tried it, they like it, right? And one of them was Stuff You Should Know, which is a fantastic podcast. The other one is Canada Land, which I'll forgive you, Viveka, if you haven't listened to that one. But it's all Canada Land is actually, you actually like it, actually, Viveka, even though it's obviously Canada focused. It's all about the changing media landscape. So.
That's very cool.
The best thing about Canada Land is it will talk about the stuff that the media wouldn't touch.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
And I'm trying to think of a U.S. equivalent, and I don't. There's not a lot that I would say would be a U.S. equivalent of it. That I maybe I just haven't heard them. But anyway,
Rush Limbaugh, only intelligent conversation.
All right, no politics, Sean.
Yeah.
No politics. Anyway, or
is that religion? I don't know.
So I just before we get into that, I want to let Becky know why I'm growing facial hair.
Yes.
You'll notice I have a here.
Have you been trying that since November?
Finally. No,
I have more on my arm.
Enough from you, Sean. All right, so I have been cast for a stage production of Fawlty Towers as Basil Fawlty, John Cleese. So awesome. I'm super nervous because it's my biggest stage role ever, but I need to grow a mustache. Cool. But I don't want to walk around with a mustache because I look creepy with the mustache. So
everyone looks creepy with a mustache.
So why is it that your mustache looks like it belongs to Manuel rather than Basil?
Because it's growing still. I mean, come on. This is only like
what it is.
6 months.
Right. I think he
has been growing it since November.
I was just thinking you might have had too much chocolate milk, but whatever.
All right. So, Viveka, awesome. Let's talk about LinkedIn. Let's talk about LinkedIn.
Let's talk about it. I'm like, my screen is, can you guys still see me? Because on mine, I'm frozen like this.
Yeah, you're frozen in the great big laugh.
Yeah, exactly. All right. As long as you can hear me. Maybe if I switch over to I'll switch over here. I'm going to switch over to my screen, and then maybe it'll unlock it. So, yeah, let's talk about LinkedIn, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I'll preface it with saying that I obviously am co-producer of Social Media Camp. It's not a full-time job. It's a part-time job for me. And I have another part-time job doing business development for a local technology company, which is awesome. And I'm doing business development, and I find myself using LinkedIn every day. I'm on it for probably half an hour or more every single day. And so it's occurred to me, and I've actually, funny enough, been giving presentations on LinkedIn locally, sort of in advance of Social Media Camp and stuff like that, even though I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to the expert, but there's definitely there's a lower level of expertise below where my level is as well.
Gosh.
But So what's, I don't know, where do we want to start? Sean?
Yeah. So I think what we talked about was like some of the changes and how that's affecting people. And do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really interested.
So
hopefully our audiences.
Hopefully the audience is too. So one thing, and I just wrote an article on it, but one thing that's really changed, and I hate it. I mean, I absolutely hate it on the website, is the new inbox, right? So the inbox is, oh, look, Scott, that's, yes, Scott Stratton and I are really good friends, and I planned this. But I'm not a fan of their new inbox because there's no way of managing it. Now, I love the new mobile app. Like, the new mobile app is phenomenal, and I can talk about why. And in part, this is much easier to use on the mobile app. But not a fan of Messenger. I use a tool called LinMail Pro that at least allows me to differentiate what kind of messages I have coming in. So that's that's one of the things I'm not thrilled about with the changes on LinkedIn. But mobile is really good. One of the tools, I mean, it's not new or anything, but one of the things I like that's been around for a long time is Publisher. Well, 3 years, is Publisher, which is phenomenal. It's where you can repurpose your marketing content and share it in blog post-like posts. And, if you're lucky, your post gets into which is LinkedIn's newsreader, and you can get literally thousands and thousands of views. So, and from that business. So that's a really cool tool. I'm happy to talk about any of this. So as I'm kind of going topically, just let me know if there's anything in particular that you want me to talk about. And I'm gonna pull myself back up here now.
What do you think about the Pulse
app?
Go
for it.
The Pulse app.
The Pulse app itself.
Yeah. Do you use it?
Yeah. So the Pulse app itself is, well, I mean, are you talking the actual, this guy right here? Like on my iPhone, but on my iPad?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I downloaded it, and I was kind of excited about it initially because I thought, oh, this is great. Like it's like Facebook, but with more interesting content for me. And then I've just found myself using it less and less. So I don't know.
Yeah, I loved Pulse before LinkedIn bought it, to be honest with you. Before LinkedIn bought it, I thought it was a really, really good newsreader. And after LinkedIn bought it and turned it into LinkedIn Today, that iteration of it was still pretty good. And up until this last user interface where it doesn't look like you have any choice as to what you want to look at or listen to. Okay. And that's where I think probably, Paul, you don't like it anymore because like you have, like, none of this is of interest to me on the left-hand side. This is kind of cool, but not necessarily. Like, why is this coming up? But just so you guys know, and here's one of my ninja tricks. I actually, except for I'm in Safari, not Chrome, right? Or I'm not in Safari, not Chrome. But I'll actually save the Discover tool so I can actually be a little bit more in control of the content I look at. I save that to my browser. It should be up here somewhere. I save that to my browser, and then that way I can easily go in and I'll actually save the specific channels that I'm interested in so I can pull them up really easily. And that's the way to make LinkedIn's Pulse a little bit more useful, but it is annoying that you have to take 10 steps to do what used to be just naturally part of the user interface before.
Yeah, it's a whole curation process.
Good. Ask me questions because I never have it's totally a curation process. Yeah. I never have short answers. So any question, you can get me talking for the next.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the new inbox. My one frustration with the inbox. Yeah, I figured it'd be battle royale on this one, but so I guess a couple of things about the new inbox was it before you notice the press enter to send checkbox.
Yes.
And you type in a sentence and you press enter.
I know, right?
And then you're like, oops, hello.
Oops. No.
I just sent hello to my biggest prospect.
Yeah.
Oops.
There you go.
Exactly.
Anyway, so once you discover
Viveka.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I had one guy, no lie, it said Viveka.
Kind of like getting an email from a 5-year-old.
It's a panic. It's panic. So definitely for those of you who are using LinkedIn and were frustrated by that as I was, if you look down at the very bottom, it says press enter to send with a little checkbox, and you can just uncheck that. So actually, once I discovered that, I actually really liked it. And I guess the flip side of it was, and this has always been an issue, I think, with LinkedIn is I use LinkedIn a lot and presume that the rest of the world does the same. And that's a problem because if you send a message to somebody thinking that they're going to get it within the next week, they might not get it. They might not get it for a few weeks, depending on how commonly they use LinkedIn. And so
exactly.
Yeah. So
Which brings another issue that I don't like about here. I'm just trying to show them the little thing. Yeah, there's the press enter to send is right here. Yeah. Oh, you can't see my cursor, but anyway, it's down at the bottom right. There's another issue I have with the new LinkedIn is that it's the notification doesn't work. So before it was okay because if you sent someone a LinkedIn message or an in-mail, it would go into their inbox unless they turned it off 9 times out of 10. But I've got an extremely active inbox on LinkedIn, and I probably get a quarter. LinkedIn probably sends me notification of maybe a quarter of the messages because it almost does a Gmail stack thing. And I have to go through my inbox every day, and my assistant goes through my inbox every day, and we still miss potential clients asking us for help. So that's another issue that I don't like about the new inbox.
Well, it beats the hell out of direct messaging on Twitter.
Now
that you can do long format direct messaging on Twitter, you're not restricted to 140 characters. Now you get longer spam.
Now you get longer spam.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's been my experience. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
absolutely.
seeing it more and more, and it's I want to be able to create an app, especially for LinkedIn, where somebody connects with you and it automatically deletes them the second that they send you a spam. Hey, here's my deal. So DM connections on LinkedIn. It's just. Yeah, it seems to be. It's happening more and more on LinkedIn.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's happening to everybody. Where I am getting requests, I take a look at them. It's like, okay, that looks like somebody I would be interested in connecting with. And the second it happens, I get this. Hi, have you seen my blah 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 blah? And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, really? I actually got one like that the other day. I've actually, and I think I told Viveka this last time we were chatting, I've actually kept my LinkedIn to just really people that I've met or really intend on doing business with. Yeah, I'm not one of those open network lion sort of open networker people, and I kind of avoid those people unless there's some actual connection. And so I don't get a lot of the marketing spam on LinkedIn, but I do get random requests from people, and I kind of go, "Who on earth is this?" And if they're not in my sort of geography or in my industry, then I probably sort of just ignore them. So anyway, so I haven't had that.
Yeah. I want to address what Thrive said because it's kind of it's in alignment with what we're talking about, which is, why would you connect to someone if you're not willing to receive info? And it's not that we're not willing to receive info, but God, buy me a drink before you ask to take me home, right? So I always say LinkedIn, like I connect to people beyond who I know. Well, obviously I don't know 30,000 people. So I definitely connect to people who I don't know. And I just as quickly, if you invite me to connect, I'm going to send you a message back, and it's going to have some good free stuff on it. So, some people will call that spam. Some people will call it a sales letter. Some people will say, oh, thanks so much for the free video and the free checklist and the free white paper, whatever. So I do that, but it's never a sales pitch. I think what makes the bad taste in people's mouth is when you connect to someone and they don't know who you are. They don't look at your profile, and the next thing you're getting a sales pitch. Get to know me a little bit first. Ask me some questions about myself.
And that's the big one,
right?
Yeah, that's definitely the big one. I mean, I don't know how many times I get the pitch, and it's saying, "Hey, what would you like to learn about social media?"
Right.
Really?
Right.
You missed the part that says social media coach.
Oh, I get people offering to help me with my LinkedIn, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, dude, I wrote the book that the person whose program you're selling read in order to do the program that you're selling. So, yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask you, Viveka. So, when you send out that message, I'm assuming that your strategy is they've connected with you. So you're presuming, as the LinkedIn expert, that they want some info, which is totally legitimate as far as I'm concerned. But you're not going out randomly connecting with hundreds of other people and then spamming them, right?
No. If I reach out to someone, there's a very purposeful reason behind it. Like Scott, there's a very specific reason to it. Yeah.
And that's, I think, the fun. Yeah, exactly. And that's the fundamental difference, right? Is if somebody's connecting with me, I'm going to assume that they want to know some info about what it is I do. Otherwise, why are you connecting with me? Especially if it's somebody that's maybe, again, in my geographic sphere or within my, my prospects for social media camp or something. I'm going to assume that they want to know something about that, and sending them a message seems totally legitimate, right? But when it happens in reverse and they reach out to you, they connect with you, and then they send you the big, long, spammy message, and you're like, unconnect.
So. Yeah, exactly. Unconnect and block, perhaps.
If somebody's following me, if somebody wants to connect with me and I connect with them, I make at least the effort to look at their profile and say, hey, this is interesting. Yeah, and then I actually reach out to them right away and say, hey, look, I see we got these things in common, and I personalize it as much as I possibly can.
Right.
If I'm reaching out for the first time locally, I'll most people, if you pick up a newspaper, you'll probably find me.
Exactly, they'll know who you are. Yeah.
So I mean, reaching out to them is just there's a click connect. But anything outside of my realm, I make an effort to at least say, hey, I see there's this and that and the other thing, and we've got these similar interests. It's the ones that say, hey, we're in the same group together.
So,
you mean the one with 27,000 followers?
Yeah, exactly.
We've got about 15. Yeah, we got about 15 minutes. So I was just going to say, throw your questions into the comments for Viveka, and I've got a couple as well. But Chris Handy has a question, so go ahead, Viveka. Love to hear your thoughts on the Lions.
Yeah. And this is, again, perfectly in alignment with what we're talking about with the with Messenger and with connecting on LinkedIn. A Lion is a LinkedIn open networker. So back in the day when there were, 15 million people on LinkedIn, I was a Lion. I would connect with anyone because it was such a small social network at the time. And, you wanted to be as visible as possible. And so a lot of people were LinkedIn open networkers. They would connect to any and everyone who would invite you to connect. It was to increase your visibility on LinkedIn. And what I will say is on LinkedIn, the more connections you have, the bigger your network. The bigger your network, the more visible you are. The more visible you are, the more likely you are to do business on LinkedIn. However, having said that, I am no longer a lion. I consider myself more a strategic networker because there are gazillion spammers out there. And what I would say to you, and a friend of mine teaches people to put lion on their profile, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Because now lion equals spam. And it's not that open networkers are spammers. They're not, but a lot are. And so they've got a really, really bad reputation. So what I recommend to my clients is connect to people you don't know if it makes sense to you and if it makes sense to your business. You know, take the time, if someone said, and my assistant does this for me, but take the time to look at an invitation, or when you're sending an invitation, take the time to look at the person's profile. Are they a good client for you, or is maybe their audience a good client for you, in which case, or partner, or, you know, whatever your business model looks like, in which case, sure, you know, grow your network so that you're visible to their folks and they're visible to yours. On LinkedIn, especially with all the restrictions and all the changes that LinkedIn is making, it's really, really hard now to reach out and engage with people unless they're in your network, and in most cases, unless they're directly connected to you. And the reason for that is LinkedIn wants to monetize. They want you to buy Sales Navigator. They want you to, you know, pay for InMails, which is LinkedIn's paid messaging. So I get why LinkedIn's doing it. You know, everyone has a right to make money. I don't like what they've done, but it's their right. So it's up to us then to decide who we want to connect and engage with. So Chris, I'm not a fan of the Lion LinkedIn Open Networker because it is equated with spam now. That's not to say you shouldn't absolutely to connect to people you don't know. That's the whole point. Otherwise you've got Outlook or Act or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I address that question.
One of the things that I've been telling the kids that I'm working with is, if you're going to connect with somebody, is this somebody that you would connect with in person? You would introduce yourself to them.
Good.
Would you introduce them as an employer? Would you introduce yourself as a you know, a potential connection for networking purposes? Would you connect with them face to face? It actually crosses all of the boundaries of the social media stuff that I'm teaching, because we're dealing with teenagers and trying to deal with all the cyberbullying stuff as well. So we're getting to change the conversation. But the big one is, would you introduce yourself to this person because they have value if you were there in front of them?
Well, gosh, Sean, we would never have met if I had followed that rule.
That's right.
And I have been, because
you never would have hung out with Sean otherwise.
7 years I've been regretting that decision.
All right, we have another question from Creatives Link. Did you see that one, Viveka? Hosting our blog on our site and Medium.
Over here on the left hand, and then Renee had one too. Hosting our blog on our site and Medium. Yeah, interested in best ways to share a blog on LinkedIn. We are unconcerned as to whether it's read from our site or others. Perfect. Yes. Thank you for asking that most excellent question. I'm a huge fan of LinkedIn Publisher. Literally like 2 interviews ago this morning, the whole program was on LinkedIn Publisher, and I'm actually. You'd be shocked, but we're creating a 5-hour program specifically on LinkedIn Publisher and content marketing. So you didn't ask this question, but to answer other people's question, because it always comes up, can you repurpose your content in your blog on LinkedIn Publisher? Absolutely, you can. There's no Google slap as far as we've been able to tell. And usually it's different audiences. So I get 20 or 30,000 views on my website per month, but it might be different than the 30,000 connections I have on LinkedIn. So I have to make sure that my content is both places. The other cool thing about LinkedIn Publisher is your content is searchable. So by keywords, by content, by title, your content is searchable. And that's one of the few places that things other than your actual profile are searchable on LinkedIn. So really easy to position yourself as a thought leader, especially if you're creating content anywhere on a blog site. So I would put it in both places. You're going to do a little bit reformatting for LinkedIn, like your image is 700 by 400 pixels. So you might have to reshape your image. I would take a look at LinkedIn Pulse in your particular channel, entrepreneurship, business, SMB, B2B. Look at the channel that you want, that if if the stars aligned and the Holy Grail came out and God reached down from below and took your article and put it into Pulse, take a look at those Pulse channels and look at how people are formatting the titles and what keywords are being used, and are they using questions, and are they using numbers, and what kind of visuals, and pull as much common information as you can from existing Pulse articles. Again, just reformatting what you have a little bit. You can embed video. You can embed SlideShare. You can embed Blabs now in your LinkedIn publisher. You can embed Periscope if you use catch.me, I believe. So you have a great opportunity of repurposing content, even if you're not a writer. Although I would transcribe and make your Periscope or your Blab or your YouTube video or whatever, and have the verbal or the written content as well. And then the awesome thing about LinkedIn, because it is on LinkedIn, is people can communicate with you. They can like, comment, share. And if they comment and share, you now have an opportunity of saying, hey, perfect prospect that I've been really trying to get in touch with forever, you shared my article. Would you like to connect? I have a couple questions for you. You know, really easy to engage in conversations. And on top of that, you can put calls to action because they have hyperlinks. So you can add an image with a hyperlink, or you can just put a call to action. So if you've got a marketing funnel of some sort and you've got a tripwire, whether it's a ebook or a white paper or a checklist, you can drive people to that marketing funnel that you have. I use Confusionsoft. When I say I use Confusionsoft, April and AJ use Confusionsoft for me. But, I can guide people to those tripwires, and then they're in my marketing campaign as well as connected to me on LinkedIn. And so I am a ginormous fan of LinkedIn Publisher. And I would say just repurpose your content. It might take an additional hour to mess around with the visuals and add maybe some calls to action in there, but it might be a different audience. It's easier actually to communicate with you. You can even put a calendar link in there if you have any questions about LinkedIn. Here's my calendar link, like let's book a call. My friend Townsend just put in an article. He only had he only put in yesterday. So he had 197 views on it, and I think 20 interactions. But from those 20 interactions, like shares, comments, he got 2 phone calls, and he closed both those deals. So 2 people called him because he has if you have any questions about sales management, call me here. And they called him, and he was able to upsell them into his program or his consulting. Bam, like just by putting that Calendly link. I'll put that in here. So yeah, really great. Thank you so much for that question, because you're paying with time more than anything else. It's free. Publisher is free, right? So you're paying with time more than anything else. And then if you want to further promote it using a sponsored update, you can do that too. But what a great question. Thank you.
So, Renee, thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
She's still on.
Yeah.
Do we need the link? Do we need the LinkedIn Groups app to access our groups from mobile? No.
You don't, but you should. So you don't. There's actually a Groups app on mobile, and I'll put the link. And I just wrote an article on the mobile there. It's not very good. So the Groups app within mobile is not good. The mobile Groups app is excellent. And that's actually one of the places where you get some crossover between the 2 mobile apps. What a great question. So you don't have to have it, but oh my God, the mobile app on LinkedIn, so much, or the mobile Groups app, so much easier to use than Groups on the mobile app. It's very restricted. And actually, so in this case, mobile is better than the browser, both in the case of Groups, because you actually get highlights in the Groups mobile app, and then Messenger is easier, and invitations are easier to look at, respond to, accept, in the mobile app as well. So there are times when I like, if I'm using Messenger, I'm only using my mobile app. If I'm playing around in Groups, I'm only using my mobile app, believe it or not.
Yeah,
great
I've
question.
started to do that as well.
Yeah.
I've actually created that iPhone subspace where it's all the LinkedIn stuff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did exactly that, because there's I think there's 14 mobile LinkedIn apps now, of which most of them are paid. But yeah, you can see here my I've got a couple pages of it, but those are all my LinkedIn apps. You know what's neat about the new mobile app too is it's got navigation right within it. If you go to the mobile app on LinkedIn, there's the top right-hand side, there's a little grid. If you click on that grid, it actually takes you to all the other mobile apps, and you can see if you need to download some or navigate right into them. There you go. This is smart. Here, let's see if you can't really see it, but there's a little grid right there. And then if you click on the grid, it actually click on the grid. There we go. So if you click on the grid, it takes you to all of LinkedIn mobile apps.
Oh, hey, there's a handy.
It's so handy. Lynda, job search, lookup, groups, Pulse, SlideShare. And also there's
excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the recruiter. Actually, I was actually just talking about that with Jeff Waldman over at security company in Toronto. He's finding that one really handy because he hates traditional recruiting.
Oh yeah.
You know, with the whole aspect of the the online job posting and so on.
Yeah.
He's much more of a headhunter for the company. He loves that tool.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Did I ever tell you, Sean? I've never actually written a resume in my life. I actually was asked for one when I did a recent career change, and I was like, "Can I just send you my LinkedIn profile?"
Link? Yeah.
And they're like, and they're like, you should probably do one. So I did actually do one, and it was a good exercise for those of you who have never done one or haven't done one in a long time, because what it led to was me actually rethinking how I was putting stuff on LinkedIn. And then I just took some of my new wording and my new formatting and updated my LinkedIn. LinkedIn looked beautiful after that. But yeah, it was so that was a good exercise. But this whole idea of resumes and stuff is, I would never hire somebody that way. So I'm thinking, why?
No, you need to know who they are and their personality. If you're going to do a resume, do a resume, right? Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, anyway, something that gets your personality. Oh man, 2 minutes. Totally.
I know we're coming close to the end, and we don't have to race off, but I want to respect your time, Viveka, because I know you're the busiest person on the planet.
What my next thing is. Oh God, I have a half hour till my next meeting, so we're good, or 15 minutes till my next meeting. Good. That was a crazy calendar.
I have to dash anyway, but not right at the tick of the clock. So we'll run a few minutes over. But just in wrapping up, just wanted to let people know Sean and I are doing this every couple of weeks. This is our third one, I guess, and leading up to social media. I was
supposed to be their first one, but then they decided they had someone better than me, so they put me on third. That's fine.
No, the first one was actually just us, and then that's where Steve jumped on. Saved the day, really. Yeah. But
because
speaking of Steve, he just jumped on.
The first 10 minutes was kind of sitting there going,
Steve Dotto just joined. You're not welcome, Steve. Get off. No, I'm just kidding. Steve Dotto. By the way, Steve Dotto passed a major milestone on his YouTube channel recently, and we had a great chat about that. 100,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. And if you're not subscribed and you're interested remotely in anything to do with technology, go subscribe to Dotto Tech on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I wanted to let people know that we're gonna publish this on our YouTube channel as well. So if you know somebody who might be interested in this content, just find us at Social Media Camp on YouTube. And we're doing this in advance of Social Media Camp, which is May 5th to 7th, in the stunningly beautiful city of Victoria, British Columbia. And we're, of course, delighted to have Viveka back. She's a superstar. Every time she gets on stage, people just cheer and go wild. It's a little bit of a crazy
They break down the walls. Yeah, don't put me on. Yeah, exactly. Don't put me on after Bosco, because he was so entertaining with like the videos and everything. And I'm like, oh great, I have like Bosco, super entertaining, awesome video dude, and then there's Viveka with LinkedIn. So
with LinkedIn, oh come on, funnels. You make LinkedIn fun.
Exactly, Steve. Me and my lady funnels. Another private.
But you know what? Becky is actually going to bring glitter cannons, according to her note. So we'll just spice it up a little. Becky, could you also bring a vacuum? I'm not sure what the rules are about glitter cannons.
I think
dollar cannons.
This is the first year that Becky's actually going to be. Becky's actually going to be on my coaching team this year for the first time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If I see the glitter cannons, I'm going to keep her too busy doing coaching stuff. Yeah, that's just a mess that I don't want to be blamed for.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I get blamed for all this stuff that happens wrong.
We should see if Becky can jump on our next Blab as well. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah. But, anyway, if anybody's interested in visiting an awesome place and coming to an amazing conference and meeting Viveka and seeing her live on stage, socialmediacamp.ca. That's all I got to say. And we're super excited to have you back, Viveka. It's going to be our best year.
Yeah, I'm like, you're inviting me back, right? They're like, you can't do the keynote. I'm like, I don't care.
It's kind of a standing offer, yeah. Because everybody loves. Well, and we had the debate. Can we make Viveka a keynote again? And it's kind of keynote, because you should be. But the problem is, if we do the same people every year, then people think it's just the same
honestly, I'm not a good keynote because I'm not so much motivational and inspirational as I am. Here's how you get on, use LinkedIn. Here are some functions. Like I was like, fuck, darn it, what do I do? To be enthusiastic and motivational about LinkedIn, and I'm not a motivational speaker. So
no, you're fantastic.
Happy to do breakout. Happy to do breakout.
Just
make it a breakout that no one else is speaking at the same time. That's easy enough, right?
Well, and we did that last year. We actually had to double up the space for your quote breakout session because it and even then it was full. I felt kind of sorry for the person that was speaking in the third room opposite to you. So
that would be me.
I hope you.
Was it seriously?
It's and this is.
Sorry, Sean.
This is part of the social media camp vibe that I end up facing. My very first time speaking at social media camp, they put me opposite Amber Naslund and Jay Baer. The second time they put me in opposite Amy Porterfield.
No!
It's like, really? And I'm sitting here. It's like, wow, I've never actually spoken to a room of crickets.
I know.
There's 6 people.
Social media marketing world. I was up against Mike Stelzner, Mari Smith, Jay Baer, and Mark Schaefer. I
don't feel bad about that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Sean, you can.
I had 8 people in my room, and I speak on LinkedIn.
I'm sure it was amazing, and if that was the lineup, Viveka, I would have been at your session. Yeah. So
thank you.
I would have been number 9. I haven't made it.
I'll pay you your toonie later.
I'm just kidding, Mark. I'm in Mark Schaefer's alpha group, so I can't say that.
Anyway, thanks so much, you guys. This has been fun. We didn't talk a lot about stuff, but it was great catching up with you all.
There's the latest Baffle Gab.
Yeah, the latest Baffle Gab. Yeah. And we'll do this again every couple of weeks. And Viveka, awesome. I hope you'll throw together a video since you got your green screen. Right there,
I was supposed to do that for you, wasn't I? Yes, of course I totally spaced it. My bad. I will.
And you will be writing a blog post.
Yes. Will you guys tell me what I'm speaking on other than LinkedIn? Because I still don't know.
We'll sort that out.
If we're throwing people under the bus right now, if we're throwing people under the bus,
I was just admiring the green screen.
On?
LinkedIn.
That's Chris's fault.
Publisher. I'm going to speak on LinkedIn Publisher. I don't care what you guys say now. I'm going to do Publisher.
No, that's a good thing.
Great.
And that will be my blog post. And I will talk about that, and I'll shoot you a video.
I love it already.
We will coordinate the blog post. I have a date for you.
Steve Dotto says Friendster. You talk about Friendster in your conference, please?
Is that like Napster for people you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Friendster. Yeah.
Can,
Andy's leaving. We should have had Andy on. You guys need to have Andy have you had him at Social Media Camp, Andy Crestodino, yet?
We haven't yet. No.
Oh my God.
He's
freaking the bomb. He's brilliant, SEO and blogging, and he's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Orbit Media. Yeah. So get him on next year.
Maybe 2017. 2017.
Yeah, 2017. 2017. Absolutely. He's a rock star. He's amazing. Yeah.
Cool. Right on.
Cool.
Right on. Thanks, Viveka. And have a super day, you guys. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
You too.
Mañana.
Bye, everybody. I don't even know what that means.